Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. I just moved into a larger space. Not that you'd really notice it. The only major difference is that I was able to afford a second shelf, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much for your viewership. There's been so much going on in the hobby. I really want to talk about all kinds of different stuff. So I figured we'd jumble it all into one large video and just give you my takes on all the crazy stuff that's happening right now. Before we get started, I would like to thank Buyee for sponsoring today's video. Buyee is one of the best online shopping platforms right now for you to pick up Japanese Pokemon cards directly from Japan and ship it anywhere in the world. I use Buyee all the time to pick up the latest sealed Pokemon card products, as well as pick up some really great vintage gems, like a recent Neo Lugia that I was able to pick up for practically free thanks to Buyee's 2,000 yen discount. Click the link down in the description to sign up to Buyee today. New signups get a 2,000 yen coupon off your very first purchase. 2,000 yen is roughly 15 US dollars, and it's honestly a really good deal. They are also currently having a promotion with Rakuma, which is one of Japan's top online flea market, so definitely check them out and maybe you can find yourself some hidden gems. Thank you so much to Buyee for sponsoring today's video. The first big piece of news that I'd like to cover is that the Pokemon Company actually responded to the recent breakout of news of Pokemon cards being stolen at the printing factory. This is super rare for them to issue a statement, so I figured this was actually a big enough riot for something like this to happen. So let me read you guys a snippet from their response. "We take the protection of our intellectual property and associated products very seriously. This matter remains under investigation and we cannot comment on details at this time. However, we can confirm that Sword and Shield booster packs and products were shipped to retail as intended, and we have no indication that the integrity of the products were impacted by any confirmed or unconfirmed death." It's just a lot of legal jargon to pretty much say that they don't believe your pull rates from the Sword and Shield era were impacted by theft of any printing factory. So it's very interesting that they said very specifically Sword and Shield era. I guess that means that there's probably been theft in prior sets before, because I don't believe that this is an isolated incident. If you go onto social media, you'll see many other examples that are unproven theft of the print factories. For example, there is a very infamous post of someone showing 100 Umbreon VMAX and 100 Rayquaza VMAX just sitting on their lap to flex on people. Some people thought maybe they purchased it. I think it's more likely this is just another example of print factory theft. Another big one, and this one is a lot more incriminating, someone on TikTok actually said, "Hey, someone got caught, but not me." And in the video, they showed off probably 800 copies of Rainbow Rare Mew VMAX inside of a box. So how was someone from the factory floor able to actually access all of these Pokemon cards if they didn't impact our pull rates? Most likely, and this is just my educated guess, but they were probably a test run, an overstock, an error printing, something of that nature, and all these Pokemon cards were ultimately meant to be disposed of. The individual who took all of these Pokemon cards probably disposed of 95% of the products and just decided to keep some of the boxes for themselves, not knowing the actual value of all these Pokemon cards. Maybe they thought they had a couple of $100, a couple of $1,000, so they weren't educated enough to know that they were doing something that's really outlandish. While I appreciate the Pokemon Company for saying that these thefts did not impact our pull rates, it does impact me as a collector in general. It definitely impacts my enjoyment of the pack opening and the collecting experience. How does that happen? Well, if I know that someone out there has 500 copies of Umbreon VMAX that they were able to get through illegal means, I am not as inclined to want that card inside of my collection when I know someone has 500 copies of it. It just ruins a little bit of the magic when it comes to being a collector. The whole entire point of collecting is really to have something and to show it off and even brag about it. So you lose some of that bragging right and some of that prestige when you know that someone was able to get thousands and thousands of copies of something like the Rainbow Rare Mew VMAX without even having to try. They didn't open up a single booster pack to get that card. So this is why the Pokemon company takes this so seriously, because theft like this hurts their image, it hurts their product, and they don't want that. So yes, they are going to take it very seriously, and the incentive is way too high. When a single Pokemon card is worth as much as a week's wage for one of these print factory workers, it makes it really challenging for them to not want to take some of these cards. It's so easy to just slip one in your pocket and walk out. So the incentives are way too high to steal these Pokemon cards. So I don't know what the solution is, and that's really up for the Pokemon company to decide, but that's my take when it comes to this theft story. The next big piece of news that I'd like to cover is that the Pokemon company Japan is having another promotion with Unigaba. If you don't know who Unigaba is, they do some really interesting caricature and pop culture kind of art. And there was a collaboration with the Pokemon company and Unigaba a couple of years ago featuring the Unigaba Pikachu, which I proudly display inside of my collection. It's a super cool card, and there's going to be another promotion with a lot more Pokemon cards, which involves the whole entire Eeveelution line. We have Eevee, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and all of the whole entire gang drawn in the Unigaba style. These are going to be really love it or hate it kind of cards. I really like the design of these cards. My partner, not so much. And that's completely okay. These cards can be a little bit derpy, and it's really up to you if you are into these cards or not. I think seeing Vaporeon with a unibrow is just really goofy. So I would love to have this whole entire collection of Eeveelution caricature cards inside of my collection. I think these will look really great framed up together as a complete set. And I know there are a ton of Eevee fans out there, so these cards are probably going to be really hot in the future. How are you going to be able to get these cards? Because actually you can get them even if you are an international collector. The promotion starts on May 24th. For every 1,000 yen you spent on the Pokemon Center Japan, which is roughly $7 US, so it's very affordable, you will get one of these promo cards. It's completely random, so I'm going to be probably spending around 20,000 yen through Buyee, our sponsor today. I can buy Pokemon card products from the Pokemon Center Japan through them very easily, and I'll get myself around 20 copies of these promo cards. Hopefully that's enough for me to get the whole entire complete set. Super affordable, around $140 worth of products for me, which if I get 20 of these cards, I think that's completely worth it. What can I pick up? Maybe some playmats, maybe some exclusive Japanese card sleeves. There's lots of cool products from the Pokemon Center Japan. If you're looking to get actual Pokemon cards though, that's going to be extremely challenging, which brings us up to our next story. What is happening right now in Japan actually happens quite often, is that Pokemon cards get sold out. The Pokemon company Japan is much more conservative with their print numbers for Pokemon cards, and whenever there's a large promotion or there's a cool Pokemon card that lots of people want, something like Red's Pikachu, which came out I think 7 years ago, also sold out Pokemon cards in Japan due to a very similar promotion. Right now the big thing in Japan is the Iono card from the upcoming Pokemon card set. It is a super popular trainer on a really cool Pokemon card, especially in Japan, and a copy of this full art trainer card is currently going for upwards of $1,200, so it's an incredibly expensive card, which is why the lines for the upcoming set are out the door right now. People have to go onto a lottery system to just have a chance to get some cool Japanese Pokemon cards. So the Pokemon company recognizes this, and they are going to be printing a lot more Pokemon card products in the upcoming future. They do want to be able to print to demand. Honestly, right now it's like free money. If the Pokemon company knows that their products will sell out, why not make more? They definitely want to make more, so over the next couple of weeks, more products are going to be added to the Pokemon Center Japan. Hopefully things can return to some level of normalcy over there. I've gotten a lot of emails and DMs over the last couple of months of people saying that they are going to be traveling to Japan or know someone that is going to be traveling to Japan, and they keep asking me what kind of products should they be looking out for. And the honest truth is the Japanese Pokemon market is even hotter than international. and Pokemon cards are so challenging to get. Any products are usually sold out almost immediately. Something like this Unigaba promotion, I'm not even sure if I can pre-order on May 24th. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope I am able to get some products, but looking at the numbers right now, Scarlet and Violet was sold out on day 1 in Japan. So I don't even know how all of these other expansions for the rest of the years are going to look over there. But if you are looking for some Japanese products, pretty much everything is marked up right now, and that's just the way things are going. But I definitely hope that things return to some level of normalcy for the collectors over in Japan. Thank you so much for watching. Those have been the major news happening right now in the hobby. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments you want to add. I read through pretty much all of my comments and I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.